Murder at Ocean View College. Chapter 32. Everything changes. Danny walked into the cafeteria, carrying a bundle in a paper bag. It was about the size of a book, and he held it casually in his right hand. He saw Jade and Crystal at their favorite table in the corner of the noisy room. He lifted the package in his hand and used it to wave a greeting. He walked straight to them, put the package down, and gave Jade a little kiss on the cheek. "You guys made up?" Crystal asked, raising her eyebrows. "We're working on it," Danny said. "This is the best part of a fight, you know." Jade wrinkled her nose, and Danny took a seat beside her. "Where's your coffee?" Danny asked her. "Well, after that night in Miss Quinn's office, I thought it was a sign. Life is short. Time for me to make some changes. I'm giving up coffee." Danny lowered his head and looked at her. "Really?" he asked. "And what are you drinking instead?" "Orange juice for now. But if I get frustrated, I'm switching to beer." Crystal and Danny laughed. The three sat silently for a minute before they all started to speak at once and laughed again. Crystal started again. "For now, Harvey Taylor is in jail. Captain Mitchell told me that he confessed. It was jealousy all along. He saw Miss Quinn talking with the coach in several places, dark hallways, in her office, in a corner of the library, always in private. He just assumed that they were having an affair. He confronted her. She denied it. He got furious and snapped. He just happened to be holding the pencil at the time. That's how it came to be the murder weapon." They were all silent again. Murder was not the happiest subject of conversation. Daddy broke the silence. "Have you heard what they're going to do about a new football coach? I heard that the whole football team has been suspended from the college league for the rest of the year." "I heard that too," Crystal added. "That should give the athletic department time to hire a new coach. And they have to." Jay joined in the conversation. "I bet the next person they hire will have to answer a whole lot of questions about grades and sports and cheating. I don't envy anyone who steps into that job." "Right," Danny said. "And we probably won't win many football games, at least for a while. What's going to happen to Coach Kelly?" Crystal answered, "He was fired, of course, and his career is ruined. He won't be able to get a coaching job anywhere now. He's probably old enough that he could just retire. Or maybe he has to change careers." Danny and Jade nodded their heads. Crystal continued, "Then there's Amber. Jade, girl, I don't think you need to worry about her anymore." Danny's face turned red at the mention of Amber's name. Jade looked straight at him, and he got even more uncomfortable. All right, Danny said. It was a mistake. But hey, she was really the first clue to solving the case." He paused a second and looked at Jade before continuing. "And God, how I wish I could have seen you take her down. The janitor said it was really something. He has a new respect for you. This time, Jade turned red. Danny continued. Anyway, she's been expelled from school. If she ever wants to come back, she'll have to wait at least a year, then file a petition. By that time, we should all be at the police academy. Tiffany's gone too, Crystal said. She's going to be operating her business somewhere else. Crystal turned her head back and forth from Jade to Danny. Then she pointed to the package on the table. Danny, let me see that thing again. He picked up the package and unwrapped it. He smiled as he held up his plaque for everyone to see. It was wood with a metal plate attached to the front. There were letters printed on the metal. For exceptional bravery in the duty of law enforcement, Danny Soto. The date was just below his name. Was it worth it? Crystal asked. Danny nodded. I think so, even though I've been assigned to parking ticket duty for the next 3 months. Hey, Jade said, at least you get to write the tickets. I have to count them. Danny and Crystal laughed at this. By the way, where's your plaque? Danny asked her. She raised one eyebrow and looked at him. I don't have to carry it around with me to remember that I have it. I hung it in the den. She looked directly at Danny now and spoke again. And I have to tell you, my mother thinks you are some kind of hero. She even wants to meet you. Danny's mouth fell open. He closed it quickly. Are you serious? He asked. Her eyes sparkled. Yes, she said. How about dinner some night this week with my mother and me? In response, Danny jumped up from his chair, pulled her to her feet, and hugged her. He lifted her off the floor and danced around the small space near the table. Crystal smiled and stood up. I've got to go. I have some real police work to do. And she walked out the cafeteria door. The end.